We do have two mics over on each side of the aisles, and I do want to get to your questions as well. So go ahead and get queued up. We'll go back and forth on this. I did want to ask about the first time you met Guillermo del Toro. And it was an amazing friendship you guys had crafted over the years. But talk about the first time you guys were in a room together.
Well, he had written me this letter. And it was this letter that I've saved it. It was one of the greatest things that I ever saw in print. Because I always thought that I was basically just going on and doing all these things that nobody was really noticing. But this letter was like a chronicle of each of the performances and what they meant to him one by one by one by one by one. And then it culminated in saying, I'm going to make a movie. It's going to be the first movie I've ever made. And I'm inviting you to participate in it. And I'm a tiny little nobody from Mexico. We have a tiny little bit of money, but I would really be honored if you read it. I read the script. I was already in love with the guy from the letter, but I read the script, and the script was like, what would a vampire movie look like if it had Cary Grant? And it was like the most elegant, brilliant look at horror and all of its gothic, most amazingly mind-blowing literary form that you could possibly describe. And this was a movie that would clearly never get made in Hollywood. And so I agreed to do it. A couple of weeks later, Guillermo came to LA, and we had dinner at the Taste of India. It's a restaurant on Wilshire Boulevard. We sat down and he said to me, I'd like to start with the dessert. Because for me it's the best part of the meal. And I said, I think we're going to be friends. That's what did it.
We'll start over here.
Hello? Oh, there he is. Mr. Perlman, my name's Joe. Big time fan. I'm running through like 1,000 questions in my head at once. Can't believe I'm talking to Hellboy for one. My big thing was, I was thinking about, as you guys were just talking about Guillermo right now too as well, because I know how particular it can be about everything in his films, and I was just wondering if you could share with us maybe like how hard it was to live up to the expectation of what he wanted for that character as you were portraying it.
For Hellboy?
Yeah, for Hellboy.
Maybe the easiest character I've ever played in my life. Aside from, the outer trappings of it, how long it took to finally get on set. It was 4.5, 5, 6 hours just to be ready to go. And my problem was I was so excited to get to the set. But Hellboy in the comic book was, he spoke in like one-word sentences. So he was monosyllabic. And he was the anti-personality. That like he had this economy of movement and communication that made him, that were his defining principles. For the movie, Guillermo had to turn him into a three-dimensional character, had real blood flowing through his veins and had a personality. And he basically, it was as if I wrote it. I mean, he made Hellboy talk how I talk. He made Hellboy, be as irreverent as I am, as underachieving as I am, as self-indulgent as I am. He even gave Hellboy the same taste in Tom Waits music and Marx Brothers movies. So he really wrote this fucking love letter for me to play. And, the question that's most asked to me is like, how much of that movie did you make up? I didn't improvise one line in either movie. They were all written by Guillermo for me to say. And it was, I don't remember what you asked me. That's my answer.
I'm just lost in your eyes right now.
I'm going to take these lights with me.
Thank you.
Let's go over here.
Hello.
Yeah, we're good.
do.
Hi. Hi, how are you?
Thank you. Mr. Perlman, first off, I agree with you. A lot of superheroes these days, they don't have it. I just don't feel as much as the anti-heroes like Punisher, Spawn, and Hellboy. That they yield a compelling character and story. And second off, if they do a Pacific Rim 2, would you want your character to pile a Jaeger?
That's for younger guys.
One last thing. Do you think Hannibal Chow will ever find his goddamn shoe?
Yeah, because it's Guillermo del Toro's house. He knows exactly where to go.
Awesome.
Thanks, man. Back over here.
Mr. Bowman, in regards to your cursing, my daughter walks around going, oh, crap. Just pulling Hellboy.
Well, I'm really glad I have a effect on you kids. Wait till after today.
So can I have your address so I can send you the bill for that?
Yes.
But in Sons of Anarchy, my husband, who's just up here, watches the show religiously, and you make me sick. You hurt my stomach to the point where I'm like, I can't watch this, you gotta put it on mute. Like, where do you go as a person to portray these like evil things that he does and what to act them out convincingly?
North Hollywood. All you gotta do is just cross the border into North Hollywood and yes, turn it to Claymore.
Thank you.
Go back over here.
Alright, first off, I want to say this. Mr. Perlman, you're a huge inspiration on me wanting to become an actor. So I want to thank you for that. And second, if they ever did a live-action Teen Titans movie, would you be signed on to play Slade? Would you want to be?
It's a tough one, man. It depends. It depends on the same thing it always depends on. You know, how good is the script and how great is the character, and whether I feel like, you know, he's somebody that I'm dying to play.
Well, Guillermo made it, you might.
Huh?
Well, Guillermo made it.
Well, it's a total yes. It doesn't even fucking matter. But there's certain guys like, you know, sure, why not? But there's also a guarantee with Guillermo that it's going to be well worth doing.
Thanks, Mr. Perlman.
Go back over here.